There you go. Look at that. A true shaker.
It's a combination of oils and lecithin and hot water. And this is going to be what we're going to oil our hides with. It's to simulate brain tissue.
Hey folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome to the farm vlog. We are not at home. So we're up at Turtle Island here. We're here to visit with some of the folks from Forged in Fire, Hillbilly Blood, Eustace, Conway, and Naked and Afraid. So it's gonna be a pretty good time. We're gonna have a good time, introduce these people to the channel, talk about them a little bit, and try to get some interviews and have some fun. There's probably about 100 people up here, and they're all taking classes from these guys that are from these individual television shows. And this is called the All-Star Weekend here at Turtle Island. Good stuff. Woo!
Love the colors in that image. It's just beautiful.
Hey, I'm Robbie Bowman from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and I'm up here on Turtle Island helping teach knife making today. We're going to teach 5 different people how to make knives out of horseshoes and railroad spikes, and just have a lot of fun today.
Nice, awesome.
Yep. Hey, I'm Nick Schwalik. I am attending a knife making class here with Robbie Bowman. It's pretty exciting. Made a couple knives already. So now I'm on my 3rd, and this one here I'm just kind of messing around and seeing what I can do. So having a lot of fun, learning a lot too.
I'm trying to build my coal up, get a hot fire so I can make my little rake. Got to get the coal certain temperature so it'll burn.
Now I'm going to show y'all something real quick, okay? Let's say we're going to take this saw blade and forge a tip in it. Okay, now this is already flat metal, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people will do stock removal. Not everybody forges the whole blade. You know, they'll just do stock removal. But you'll see them on Forged in Fire, how they'll take a saw and they'll cut that tip in. They don't like that. You know, they want to see you be able to forge a tip. And I'm going to demonstrate that right now for y'all. All I got done is all that hammer. You got to stand it up sideways, stand up sideways. That's why they don't forge tips on TV, because it takes them too long. I'm trying to forge the tip in instead of trying to cut it in. So it's just slow hammering. Taking my time, just moving the metal slow and even. Yeah.
I'm starting to try to make my fire kit. So I'm grinding into the rock. Trying to make a hole in it.
My name is Spencer Two Dogs. I'm here at Turtle Island today teaching about fire by friction.
Nice.
And your name?
My name is Josh.
Josh, nice to meet you,
Yep.
man. Thanks for
Good to meet you.
taking a documentary of all this awesome stuff.
Yeah, hope to learn something today too.
Yeah, right on me too.
Every day.
Every day. Well, I'm working on carving out a handhold for a fire by friction kit. We start by pecking like this and moving around, and then we finish by just grinding. I'll see if I can get it in the light there. There you go. So we're just grinding slowly, slowly, slowly. So that becomes a handhold for holding a spindle, so we can rub some wood together and make some fire. All of those emotions that come up from a slow, tedious, natural craft are just fertilizer for the deeper awareness that comes from earth skills and primitive skills. It's okay. It gives us an appreciation for older ways.
Give it a good push, and then you can just kind of squeegee out that extra moisture. Or you can push that moisture from a really wet spot to a dry spot and kind of even it out. Does that make sense? And then what I'll do is I'll just leave this in the sun for a little bit. I'll let it get a little bit drier because it's better to err on a little bit too dry than too wet. I'll stretch it open, then we'll put it in the oils. Okay? Great. Y'all are doing great.
I am squeegeeing the water out of this hide so that when we put it in the oil will be able to absorb.
I guess it's ready.
Hey everyone, I'm Luke McLaughlin from Holistic Survival School. I'm here at Turtle Island teaching buckskin class.
Awesome. I'm Josh.
Hey Josh.
Stoney Ridge farmer. We're out of Stoneville, North Carolina. We're up here to check you guys out, see what's going on, help
Cool.
promote Turtle Island, what it's
Cool.
all about here. So
Awesome, come on in.
yeah.
Love the colors in there.
Remember, leverage is your friend, so you can pull that in. You can just crank it a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
There you go. Promise it won't. Not this one. The other one's maybe.
The reason we're here is to help promote Turtle Island, help to bring awareness to old-time crafts like this. So we've got a few people here that are from fancy TV shows, I guess, but they're just normal, average, everyday people. So Luke McLaughlin from Naked and Afraid is here. Robbie Bowman from Forged in Fire, and he has a shop in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Eustace Conway's up here, it's his place. And we'll also be visiting Spencer Bolajak from Hillbilly Blood, and he's teaching a class on how to start fires without matches. Pretty cool stuff. I foresee a big old tater bunch of fun later on. One common theme here is fire. There's a fire in basically every building. It's pretty interesting. That's the dinner bell. This is the outdoor kitchen area right here at Turtle Island, and this is the fire. Everything, again, once again, everything's kind of surrounded by fire here. Awesome. Good smells.
For me personally, it means so very much that each and every single one of you is here today. I've been envisioning this event and it's all come true, and I feel very blessed and grateful. So on that note, let's join hands.
And we honor and respect a lot of traditions, and the way that we do that is not by excluding, but just allowing people to express their faith in their way when they're here. So join me as I say a prayer over our meal today. Heavenly Father, thank you for the fellowship of this fine circle of men and women, their quest to grow in their knowledge and skills, their relationship to the earth. Lord, give us a respect and reverence for the water that flows through this land, the blood of our planet. We get all the profile there, we get the plates down, everybody calling
So we had the opportunity here to meet Robbie Bowman with Forged in Fire, and you have a business in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, is that right? Where people can come and do this blacksmith stuff, you know, right in front of the store, right?
Yeah, I have a shop downtown Pigeon Forge, Tennessee called Iron Mountain Metalcraft, where anybody who wants to make a knife or experience some knife making or blacksmithing, you call us in advance and we'll schedule an appointment and you can make something while you're there. Our motto is you can come in my shop and forge a memory with one of us.
Nice. So today here at Turtle Island, you're teaching a class on knife making. There's a knife right here. I'm going to step in front of the camera. There's a knife a gentleman has made right here. And you're getting ready to finish these guys up, right? After lunch and tomorrow?
Well, after lunch today, we're going to do some more forging. We're going to make knives out of railroad spikes. And then tomorrow morning, we're going to finish all these knives up that they forged today here on Turtle Island.
Cool. The whole message here is that these folks are doing artisan type, I guess it would be a job, artisan type crafts.
Yes.
I don't want to call knife making a craft. You know, it's not a craft, it's an art. These folks are doing this, and you can come and do this here at Turtle Island. It's not a closed off place to the public. It's a place where you can come and learn and grow as a person. So I think it's pretty awesome.
Please, if you ever want to make a knife with me or here on Turtle Island, give them a call and we'll see where we can't set things up for you. Nice.
And do you have a website for your place in Pigeon Forge?
My website in Pigeon Forge is, it's a long one, folks, but it's info@ironmountainmetalcraft.com.
Cool. We'll post a link down the video description in case you guys want to check it out. Go make a knife or go make a hanger or hat rack or whatever it is you want to make.
Yeah, just go forge a memory, folks. Come on. Woo!
That's it. Thanks, man.
Hey, I appreciate y'all doing what you're doing.
All right, guys, we're with the second person here that's teaching a class. There are 3 people teaching classes. This is Luke McLaughlin from Naked and Afraid, right?
That's true.
So how does it feel to have clothes on doing this?
It feels more normal.
Yeah? Does it?
Yep. Naked's always an interesting angle at it.
I don't know how you do it. Guys, post a comment. I don't know how Luke does it without, first of all, I guess it's a warm climate where you're at naked, kinda, in most cases, or are you freezing your butt off?
Oh yeah,
literally.
no, they're not quite literally, they didn't quite fall off, but no, most of the time it's warmer climates, but my first episode was in Namibia, which was a high desert, so it dropped down in the 40s at night, and I was literally shivering until my whole body hurt. And so yeah, it's miserable, but it doesn't last forever.
You learn about extra calories, right?
Oh,
and you're like, oh, any extra calories are a huge help for building heat in your body, right?
Absolutely.
So, So you're teaching a class today on hide tanning, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
what are you guys doing exactly?
Yeah, we're basically making kind of a suede style version of buckskin. So so if you've ever heard of traditional brain tan buckskin, that's what we're making today.
Cool.
Yeah, it's going really well so far.
Now you guys didn't actually use brain, and I was paying attention to what you're doing, and you were saying something about the brain of an animal is the only part of the animal, or the nerve tissue is the only part of an animal that is emulsified, I guess, is that the word for it, where fat and water are mixed?
Right.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so basically, brains were traditionally used to tan hides because they're emulsified, and emulsified is just a fancy way of saying water and oil, which normally repel, come together and become friends.
Gotcha.
So the analogy I like to use is if we were friends and we're trying to get into a cool nightclub, right? And I'm kind of a loser, but you're a movie star or whatever, a YouTube sensation. You can get in the club because you're cool, but I can't because I'm a loser. So, but if we are a package deal, then we can both get into the club together. And that's kind of how oil and water work together. That water can go in and out of hides very easily, but oil struggles to go in and out. So if we partner them up, we emulsify them, then that oil can get into the hide.
Nice.
Yeah.
And kind of a little known fact of, I'm a nurse, and a little known fact of anatomy and physiology is that brain tissue is basically cholesterol. Is all it is. It's just cholesterol in your head. So you need cholesterol. Your body will produce cholesterol if you don't ingest it. So it'll digest itself and make cholesterol for brain tissue. So it's important.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Thanks for teaching me something.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you teaching the class today. We got a little bit of footage here. I wish we could just sit down and go through the whole class with all you guys, but it's interesting to meet. Are you famous?
I don't think so. My mom thinks I am.
Yeah, my mom thinks I am too. Well, that's good stuff. Interesting to meet people with an awesome skill, and you've got a lot of other skills other than this, so it's just neat to see somebody that's passing on and carrying on these traditions.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks,
hey,
bud.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Using the thumbs is really important. That way you're not using too much muscle, so if something gives way, you won't cut yourself or run out through the end of your stick. And you always hear the saying, never carve towards yourself.
Yeah.
That's when you're a beginner, you're working with kids, but you can use your hand, you can use your fingertips, grab it in your elbow. And this right here, even if it slips and breaks, look how far it goes. So as far as it can possibly go is right there.
Okay.
Totally different from this motion. Using my big muscle groups, pulling towards myself. If something slips, I can go fillet of bicep. But when I'm using my fingers, I can kind of carve, and especially if you slice rather than dig.
Okay.
So a slicing motion really lets you get down in there.
This is Spencer. Now, don't let me destroy your name. Bolajak?
Boljak is
Boljak?
fine. It's
Okay.
all good.
Okay. What is so Spencer Boljak from Hillbilly Blood?
People often know me from that TV show. You know, I didn't set out to let that be my calling card, but as life would have it, I was on TV in a
Yep.
TV show. So, yeah.
And you're teaching a class here today at Turtle Island about how to start a fire without matches, with just primitive tools, right?
That's right.
Okay.
We call it rubbing sticks together, but it's, you know, it's fire by friction is what I'm teaching today.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And that's a very acquired art. I mean, it's an art form to learn how to do that. We got some footage of you guys down by the creek. You're taking a rock and cutting a little like cup out of it so that you can put your stick, your bow in there and get your fire started. So stuff that I'm really curious about. Do you teach these classes outside of this, or is this kind of your only venue to teach this kind of stuff?
It's both. I have a love of this land and this facility, Turtle Island, and I appreciate Eustace. He was a big mentor of mine for a long time. So I support programs at Turtle Island any chance I can get. It's been 20 years now that I've been coming up here and teaching.
Right.
I also have my own wilderness school, Late of the Sky Wilderness School, My Nature Wild for adults and kids. I do guide services and teach classes and author a book and all kinds of stuff as well.
Is there a website for your school?
Sure, twodogsknives.com
Okay.
and Lots Wild. That's for the things that I make to sell, and then for the services that I offer and teach and stuff.
Awesome. Now we'll post a link down the video description in case you guys want to see a little bit
thanks.
more.
Yeah.
And you helped actually build this huge, beautiful building behind us, right?
As a matter of fact, you're looking at a chunk of my life and a few blood drops, a lot of sweat, and some good memories right there behind that barn.
Yeah.
Of all the skills that I've learned related to Appalachian living and survival and outdoor stuff, probably one of the most specialized and honed is shingle making.
Yeah.
So I busted a lot of shingles right back around 1998 and 1999 and put the shingles on that barn.
Nice.
Yeah, sure did.
And Eustace was telling me that the wood for this barn that's directly behind us, and we'll get you a shot of that when we get done with this little interview, but the wood from this barn right behind us came from this spot where we're standing, and that's all white pine, a shake shingle. I guess you'd call it a shake shingle. So
yeah, and typically you wouldn't use pine, but it's what we had, and the pitch of the roof is real steep. Now, you can look and see every shortcut that we took. I don't know if you'll be able to see that later, but if there's a couple shingles where you're like, let's just put it on there. And those are the ones that are rotted out now. Every little shortcut shows up. But yeah, we cut the trees, and as we got honed in as a team, we could fell a tree, have it processed up into blanks, split into half, split into quarters, bang out the shingles. We could go through a couple of trees a day. Like me and one other dude, or me and two other guys. It was like a machine, you know.
Nice.
We really got some work done.
well, it's nice to be here, nice to be part of your life. I appreciate what you're doing.
Man, I appreciate y'all.
Teaching this artisan type stuff. We hope to bring more of this to the YouTube channel here on the Stoney Ridge. Do you have a YouTube channel that you'd like to tell people about?
I do. It's Windrider 707, but I'm getting ready to transfer that over and make something that's a little more easy for people to remember. I got demonetized before I started making all my own music for my channel.
Gotcha.
And so I'm working on making something new. But you can find Spencer Two Dogs. I'm all over the place. I love interacting with people on Instagram and sharing these skills and the history and getting people excited about learning. There's so much good stuff that comes from this.
Nice.
So much good community.
Well, it's a wonderful place here. Glad we could take you guys along and introduce you to some of the television personalities, or just people, just people.
We kind
man.
of stumbled into those shows. I would have never guessed when I became a professional hobo and moved into the woods and started learning with Eustace that either one of us would have ended up on a TV show.
Well, people are curious about backwoods living. I
Yeah.
mean, that's it. So not many people really understand where things come from anymore. It's
Yeah, that's
kind of
true.
sad. So it's good. Thanks. I
Yeah,
appreciate
appreciate
it.
y'all.
Good to meet you.
Good to see you. I'm glad y'all came up. See those sawhorses?
Yeah.
They're not sawhorses. See the holes in them?
Yeah.
That's for a hole that you roll the quilt up on. And so you can have a quilted, but several people can be working on it.
Well, guys, we are here with Eustace, the proprietor of all this fun and beauty here. Thanks for having us up here to Turtle Island again. Tell me about what's your goal here for today? I guess you've got famous people here today. Some people would call you famous. You probably don't feel that way.
I just feel like living.
I feel like living too. Some people would call me famous. Some people would call everybody else we're talking to famous people, but we're just people. And this dream that you had here, I've read your book, your autobiography. I recommend to everybody to check that out. Tell me about what today is about and what Turtle Island means to you, because this is a non-profit type organization. A lot of these guys are here at their own expense, and they're teaching folks artisan crafts that, I say crafts, but they're skills. I mean, blacksmithing isn't a craft, and tanning hides isn't a craft. This is a necessary skill 100 years ago. So tell me about that.
Well, basically the premise here is that this is an education center off the beaten path, out in the woods, and it's about enriching people's lives, bottom line. So we're trying to do that today, as we do every day, enrich people's lives, a lot through education, sort of like the light bulb turning on. So even if they're learning blacksmithing, which is very cool, or hide tanning, which is very cool, what I really hope they're learning is a bigger picture of perspective, something that they can carry with them every single day of their life, whether they're in an office or whatever, is they see and understand where they fit into the world more completely.
Right.
And so their life is enriched, and because each individual is enriched, our communities are enriched, and we have a better hope for survival. Like Turtle Island Preserve, the name of our place, tells a short story right there. Turtle Island Preserve, basically that means earth preserve, and we're all about taking care of the earth, and if we can't take care of the earth, we don't even have a place to live. So that's of paramount importance, and we're the ones that are hurting the earth, and we're the ones that need to have a love and appreciation and respect for the earth. And you can't love something that you don't know anything about. So we're trying to get people on the earth, get their hands dirty, and learn about how things work, reality.
Right. One of the first things that I notice when people come and visit us on our farm, and we're on a 200-acre farm in the foothills of the Blue Ridge, when people come from town, I say from town, which is pretty much anywhere but there, and kind of here too.
That. I feel you, brother.
Yeah, they come from town and they get their hands dirty, and the first thing they do, and they get down here and get some dirt. First thing they do when they get their hands dirty is they start looking for a place to clean their hands.
Some sanitizer.
Yeah, have you noticed that? Like there's manure and dirt and soil and earth and life all over us, and the first thing they try to do is clean their hands. So it's funny.
Well, I've got a remedy for that. It's something I figured out a long time ago, getting students from town out here. That when they first come out, we want to do some class, we want to get involved, and they're so afraid to get dirty that they're just like timid. I was like, all right, we have an exercise now. Everybody get down, roll on the ground. Yes, just get all dirty. It's like, all right, we're all dirty. It's all cool.
Yeah.
Like, let's just get this over with,
Yep.
And then they can quit thinking about that and actually start taking in
learning
what we have for them.
It makes a difference. It does. And a lot of that the calling back to the land that I had. So I grew up in a place like this. You know, I grew up in this way, and I got away from it. You know, I'm a veteran of the Air Force, and I got away from it and was a city boy, and I DJ'd parties and stuff for years, and I felt a calling back to the land, much like you felt your whole life. I mean,
brother.
You lived in a tent in the woods at age, what, 15, 16?
Well, yeah,
or younger?
and even actually from the time I was an infant, my parents had me, like, not full-time all the time,
yeah,
but I was in the woods most of the time. When I was 3 years old, I started wandering out the backyard.
Yeah.
By the time I was 5, I was going for half a day or more. The parents didn't know anywhere where I was, and I was having the biggest time of my life and learning about foundational stuff of life, like the responsibility, awareness, consciousness, pay attention. If you fall in that creek, you got to get yourself out. You know?
Yep.
One time I cut my foot like miles and miles away. I had a severe cut on my foot. I could have bled to death. I made it home, took care of myself.
Figured it out.
Yeah.
No matter how bad it hurt.
Yeah.
You had to get back home.
That's it.
No matter what.
Yeah.
A lot of that translates into mountain biking, hiking and biking and being out in the woods. If you hurt yourself and you're 30 miles away from somewhere, well, there ain't no excuse, man. You got to get back. So.
Gotta do it.
Well, Eustace, I thank you for having us up here and for thinking of us. And they, Eustace and his crew invited us up here, the Stoney Ridge Farm channel, invited us up here to enjoy the fellowship of what's going on. And I'm not going to have the camera rolling the whole time. This is something so special. I just want to put the camera away and really enjoy it myself. So that calling to the land that hopefully you guys have, that Eustace has, I hope you can understand that and feel that and understand that that's what this YouTube channel is really all about. What I'm doing here on social media is promoting the way of life, the way it used to be, learning techniques, learning ways to do stuff like the old days.
And the old days, and what you're teaching is really about reality. It's nature guided or controlled things. If you get out in the plastic cookie cutter stamped out world, that's not the real world. Somebody might not know any different than that, but I've lived a lot of life, and I've realized that the natural patterns, people getting their own hands on food, they're making their shelter, water, clothing, all that's the real stuff.
That is
and
real.
That's how you can keep going and be sustainable. And if you're dependent on a society that doesn't even know where their food or their water or their shelter or their clothing comes from, that's not real, that's not dependable. That's just a false illusion that's very fragile, and it's amazing that it's going on right now. It's a phenomenon.
It is.
It's a phenomenon that it can happen, and it's going on right now. So it's real and it's happening, but it's going to fall like an old balloon, you know.
Yep. Where does your food come from? The grocery store? People don't understand that a chicken was an animal, you know. Well, I make chicken videos with chickens, teaching people how to raise chickens, process meat. We did an old time Appalachian hog kill, and people are like, ew, oh, that's so much work. And that's what makes you appreciate things, is the work that you put into it, the hands-on that you put into it. So
absolutely,
this is encouraging you, get your hands dirty, learn about where your food comes from, learn about life, learn about nature. How many people don't even pay attention to the weather? I watch the weather like a hawk. You want to find somebody that lives outside.
It controls and dictates your life.
It dictates 100% of my life. So it's good. Thanks, Eustace.
Thank
I appreciate you.
I
Thanks for
appreciate
having
you.
us.
Thanks for showing it.
People can come and see this place. This is an annual event. Is this the first annual?
It's the first one of this type, but we have stuff that's available to look at on the web all the time, turtleislandpreserve.com. So we have all kinds of workshops for young and old, families, and everybody.
Nice. Awesome. And you also, once a year, you have the Families Learning Together, which we came to. Okay, so
early spring.
Definitely turtleislandpreserve.com. turtleislandpreserve.com. Check it out, guys. You can actually donate to Turtle Island Preserve if you want to help preserve this way of life.
And they need it.
And they need it. Absolutely. So what people don't understand is once the lights and the cameras go down, this is home. And they need to understand that this isn't just Mountain Men, the TV show.
Yeah, and it's not just for me. This is not even just for me. My whole life has been dedicated towards doing this for other people because I see the need. But if you spend your whole life working, I volunteered my entire adult life.
Yeah. Yeah. You've been speaking for children and stuff like that. You've been going to school since what? How old were you when you first started doing that? In your 20s?
I was in school. I was in elementary school when I started, you know.
Yeah.
So, but that wasn't a profession, but that's just me professing. That's just what I've been doing all my life.
So preserving the old ways, and it's awesome. This is a great place.
I'm sort of like just a voice for it, you know.
Nice. Well, you're a good voice for it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope to be a voice like you one day.
Well, keep it going. You're doing it.
Guys, you know what's crazy is that I'm in a place like this today, and I'm flying to Las Vegas tomorrow. I'm going to be here, and then I'm going to be in Las Vegas at SEMA. That's nuts to me. This is awesome. This is my place. This is my kind of thing. We're here with Desiree, and you're the office manager. This is your office right here, here at Turtle Island, and you got a few things you'd like to say about the place, about what you're doing, why you're doing it, how this whole thing works, how the nonprofit works. Talk about why you're doing what you're doing. Sure. You've been here for
13 years.
13 years, yeah. So tell the world.
Well, Turtle Island is a place where people can get back to their natural roots and have a personal connection with something that unites us all, which is the natural world. So whether you're coming here to learn about canning tomatoes, growing food, raising animals, ethical slaughtering practices, blacksmithing, all of those skills that we teach are just a vehicle for character development in young people and for giving adults who've kind of lost their way an opportunity to get back to their natural roots and the things that unite us all.
Awesome. So a calling to the land, once again, just like Eustace. So,
amen.
And we're standing, this is the first structure ever built here on Turtle Island by Eustace. This used to be a tool shed, and now you guys are using this for lodging. People are staying here tonight in here.
They're sleeping in bed in there right now.
And all behind the camera back here, I'll whip it around just a second, but all behind the camera here is pasture land that used to be forest, kind of like what we've done on our farm, except for using mules and axes and hand tools. So this was the tool shed until the tool shed got too small, and now it's living quarters.
That's right. It's a tool house now.
Tool house. There you go. Well, Desiree, I can't thank you enough for having us here on the Turtle Island Preserve. It's a special place. My first time was up here was this summer, and I just fell in love with it, much like probably you have too. So
it's so wonderful to meet kindred spirits and find like-minded folks that want to come out and do this kind of stuff. What we're doing here, you know, worked 200, 1,000, 5,000 years ago, and it'll work 5,000 more if we keep our planet in good shape. But all of us could use a little bit of camaraderie, fellowship, and connection on these skills that unite us all and bring us closer to our ancestors and give us a foothold in the world, empower ourselves, and share with one another in a way that doesn't necessitate digital screens and push-button instant gratification kind of things.
Yeah, except for when you can share it on
like
YouTube.
This, which
the new way of sharing, I mean, the new community of homesteaders and of people that want to live this lifestyle is right here, and this is how people find out about this kind of stuff.
Exactly.
So you guys can come and see this for yourself and participate and build things and grow as a person and get back to the land, get back to the earth. That's what Stoney Ridge Farmer Channel started out being, and that's what it still is. And I heard somebody just say woo over there.
Well, we're so glad we found Stoney Ridge Farmer, because you've got a great presence online, and we appreciate that when we do get in front of a screen and we know you're doing good work. You're reaching lots of people that wouldn't otherwise know about what you got going on, what we have going on. And Turtle Island is a place where people can come for a day. We've got folks here today just for the afternoon, people coming for the whole weekend, doing a 3-day weekend, doing a 2-week volunteer opportunity, and everybody comes together and puts their little part, and it makes it all work. And we continue to go on, and we welcome anybody else that this strikes a chord with that might be good for them to come and get your hands dirty, get your feet wet, and get a good belly full of food here in our open fire kitchen.
Food. As you can tell, I don't miss many meals. So, well, I want to thank you again for having us. I'll shake your hand one more time, and we're all done here at Turtle Island, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, for now, absolutely. So we're going to be helping them out with their social media a little bit, and in turn, maybe we'll get some of you guys to our place, and you can help us out building some cabins and having some fun. So it'll be great. Thanks for having us, and we'll say goodbye to everybody here. So we'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge Farm channel. Be sure you pound that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, because there's more stuff out there and more fun stuff on Turtle Island's Instagram. You guys have
Instagram, YouTube channel, Facebook.
Yeah, Awesome. So
Not Snapchat yet.
not Snap. No, I don't know about Snapchat. I don't know what it is.
I don't even know.
Well, thanks a lot for joining us. Do you know about the woo?
Oh.
She's got to do the woo. Thanks a lot for joining us, guys. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge Farm. All right? Woo! Come here, Mrs. Stoney Ridge. Bring it all in. Woo! See you next time.
Hey, I'm Robbie Bowman from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Yeah, I have a knife shop.
That was pleasant. Welcome to the government's checking out Turtle Island with jets. There's got to be more.
That's pretty hard to do. 2 hours later, maybe.
Me, I don't get any. Oh.